In China, there lives a kung fu master named Wu, known for his incredible discipline and strength. Every day, he trains by doing full splits, stretching his legs until they reach a perfect 180 degrees. His unusual training attracts a crowd of onlookers, including a mischievous boy who resembles Nobita from Doraemon. The boy mocks while licking an ice cream cone, teasing him by pretending to offer the ice cream, only to pull it away and mock him further by peeing on the ground. Moments later, chaos erupts when a man dashes through the area, pursued by a group of gangsters. In the commotion, the boy drops his ice cream and bursts into tears. Irritated, Wu calmly walks up to the gang and demands to know who stepped on the ice cream. When they respond with arrogance, Wu unleashes his fury. Using his incredible martial arts skills, he takes the entire gang down one by one. His punches are so powerful they send men flying, and his kicks, enhanced by iron hidden inside his shoes, hit with bone-crushing force. Once the fight is over, the man who was being chased tries to reward Wu with money, but Wu refuses the offer. Just as he turns to comfort the crying boy, another group arrives. This gang is led by Li, Wu's former kung fu junior from the same martial arts school. Li greets him warmly and invites him to his headquarters. There, Li proudly demonstrates his own strength by stabbing straight through a beer can, thrilled to reunite with his old senior after so many years. Their joy turns bittersweet when Li asks about their master. Wu solemnly reveals that their teacher has passed away, showing him the urn he carries. Overcome with grief, Li weeps for their fallen master. Later, Wu resumes his intense training, watched from afar by his younger brother. The sight brings back painful memories of the time his brother stole Wu's iron shoes in hopes of mastering the iron kick technique. The act led to his expulsion from their school, leaving him bitter and resentful. He had always questioned why Wu was deemed worthy of the technique, while he was not, convinced it was unfair. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, another criminal group emerges, this one led by an older man wearing glasses. But betrayal soon follows. His own men turn against him, and he is shot dead by a mysterious figure in a hat known only as Mr. Fu. Back to Wu, who is invited by Li to another headquarters, where Wu is detected carrying a dangerous weapon during a laser scan, the iron inside his shoes. However, Li lets him in and shows off his subordinates who are training in combat. Then a man Wu once saved appears. He turns out to be the mafia boss of this group. Since his name is also Li, let's call him Mr. John. Mr. John is looking for talented people, and Li has found a few who are stronger than the usual crew. After seeing their abilities, Mr. John wants Wu to join them, too, while they play around with a dog. Li then takes Wu to the weapons storage room, telling him to call if anything happens. Still wanting to learn the iron kick technique, he asks Wu if he remembers it. But Wu answers something else, that a protector always devotes everything to his master. Li feels a bit disappointed. After that, Wu sits with Mr. John in a car. Mr. John personally asks him to become the bodyguard of his daughter because she's often targeted by other mafia gangs. At first, he claims to choose Wu because he once saved him, but the real reason is that he believes Wu is a simple man. They then arrive at a nightclub where Mr. John's daughter, Faye, is partying hard after a breakup. She is targeted by two men with bad intentions, so Wu quickly helps her. She ends up sleeping while they bring her back home, and the next morning she wakes up to find Wu doing the splits in her place. Faye gets mad because Wu becomes her bodyguard, so she tells him to leave, but he insists on his principal as a bodyguard. After mocking Wu for looking like Rambo, she asks if he knows who she is. Wu answers everything, from her birthday, personality, shopping hobby, and even her that size, which makes her find him annoying. They go shopping at a mall, where they see some thugs messing with a girl. When the girl gets slapped, Faye slaps the thug back and says it's on behalf of her bodyguard. But Wu says he doesn't know her, so the thugs chase him. At first, Wu ignores Faye, but after she apologizes, he helps her, and the thugs beg for mercy. As a reward, Faye gives Wu a special surprise. Yeah, but Wu still sticks to his principle, even though the girl finally gives up after realizing Wu's thing is too big. But it's actually a prank. Wu has put a big bottle in his pants. At night, Wu notices suspicious people coming, thanks to a bell alarm. But the group cancels their plan after seeing the traps Wu has prepared. This makes Wu more serious about protecting Faye, especially during lunch the next day. When a waitress pours a drink, Wu stops her. Wu tells Faye to put the glass down, thinking the waitress has poisoned it. A male waiter is confused, since that drink is Faye's favorite. To prove it, the waiter drinks it, and nothing happens. Wu then says the drink is expired, making Fei mad, and she storms off to the toilet. But soon Wu enters the restroom too, making Fei embarrassed. Wu then carries her away from the restaurant. Fei gets upset because Wu doesn't explain why he does that. Then a group of men tries to defend her, but Fei secretly slips away, only to get captured by the waitress and her team, who turn out to be real enemies. After beating up those guys, Wu chases their car on foot, showing his amazing speed. He gets the car and defeats the thugs, finally rescuing Fei from a gang, which is led by a masked man. That night, Fei asks Wu how he knew the staff weren't real waiters. He replies that it's because of kung fu training, where he is taught to sharpen his instincts to read enemies from their facial expressions and body language. As a result, the male waiter who drank the drink ends up fainting, and a masked man fails to kidnap Fei in the toilet. Then Wu is seen alone, remembering his childhood, when his master found him in a tree, wounded. His master says Wu's body is special since birth, with his heart located on the right side instead of the left. Because of that, his master believes Wu was born to learn the iron kick kung fu. Before he dies, the master passes down the 108 kick technique to Wu to be used wisely. Wu also remembers the intense training, both physical and mental, which is why he continues to uphold the principles of kung fu. The next day, Wu goes to a factory with Li to be shown that this place will become the new base of Li's gang. At this moment, Wu asks about the masked man who leads the gang that tries to kidnap Fei, because while he was training last night, he remembers the masked man's ring when trying to save Fei, which looks exactly the same as the one worn by one of Li's subordinates. Feeling exposed, Li then tells Wu he no longer needs to protect Fei, but he refuses because he only follows orders from Mr. John. Li gets angry and even accuses Wu of hiding the truth about his iron shoes and brings up their old master again. Then he challenges Wu to a fight out of jealousy, wanting to see that awesome iron kick technique. They begin to fight, but Wu still refuses to use his iron kick. After they stay still for a while, Li finally tells Wu that they are no longer brothers, but enemies. Because of this, Wu tells Fei to stay away from that gang, and they go to a beachside house as their safe place. There, Wu suggests they wait for her father to arrive, because he will know what to do. Meanwhile, Li's past is shown, where he becomes a homeless boy after running away from the kung fu school. He often gets hurt by a group of thugs. After he finishes all of them, the mafia boss Mr. Fu comes to him and invites him to join his gang. Back to Wu and Fei, who enjoy their time together at the beach, using the chance to get to know each other better. Wu reveals that his iron shoes weigh 25 kilograms and admits he has worn them for 8 years as a form of kung fu training, which amazes Fei. But Wu claims that once he reaches 10 years, he will take them off. Back to Mr. Fu's mafia gang, they have already managed to kidnap Mr. John after they find out he plans to report them to the police. Mr. Fu knows Mr. John does this for revenge because Mr. Fu killed Mr. John's wife 15 years ago. That's also the reason Mr. Fu's gang tries to kidnap Fei as a threat so that one day he can take over Mr. John's gang. Then he orders Li to kill Mr. John, and if he fails, he will send someone else to finish the job. After Li sends his men to search for Wu and Fei, they finally find them by the seaside and rush to the place. Once they arrive, Wu already realizes this will happen, so he quickly escapes. Unfortunately, during the fight, one of the men manages to kidnap Fei, so Wu immediately chases the kidnapper to one of Li's hideouts. When he gets there, he is surprised that no one is around. But after he walks a few steps forward, he triggers a trap prepared by Li's gang, and 4 elite fighters begin attacking him. Outnumbered 1 against 4, Wu starts to struggle and eventually gets captured. They drag him to a cemetery, where he will be buried alive. Seeing his brother being tortured, Li remembers their past when they always trained together to improve their kung fu skills. But he still wants to hurt Wu and plans to kill him with his own hands, pushing Wu into the grave. Wu then gets buried alive, but this makes Li start to feel guilty, and he screams. After some time, driven by a strong will to live, Wu refuses to give up, and he finally manages to escape from the grave. Then he finds a recording CD from Mr. John. where he tells Faye that he has stage 4 cancer and that he wants revenge for the death of Faye's mother. That's why Wu holds on to his promise to protect Faye, because Mr. John personally asks him to guard his daughter. The time finally comes for Wu to take off his iron shoes, so he can move freely, ready to take revenge on Lee's mafia gang. After informing Lee that he is still alive and will show him the 108 deadly kicks, Lee prepares to wear his iron gloves to fight Wu. Wu begins his revenge by kicking down the gate of Lee's gang hideout with a cooler appearance, wearing stylish glasses and a freshly cut hairstyle. After passing through a laser scanner, Wu is greeted by many of Lee's men, and the battle begins. Without the iron shoes, Wu's kicks become faster, making it easier to perform flying kicks. But this doesn't reduce their power. He even dents metal with them. After defeating all of them, Wu enters the next room, where more elite members wait for him. This time, Wu becomes more serious, increasing his kicking power to deliver one-hit kills, until all of them are defeated. Finally, Wu arrives at the last room, where Faye and Mr. John are being held captive and the mafia leaders are waiting. There, Mr. Fu asks who Wu is, and he replies that he's just a young wolf abandoned by an old wolf, showing a symbol on his hand, revealing that Mr. Fu is his father. Mr. John also finds this out, followed by a flashback showing that after he leaves his wife, he meets Mr. Fu in a forest. At that time, Mr. Fu was a fugitive being chased by the police because of a scandal, but he convinced them that Mr. John's wife was the real culprit. This makes Mr. John furious because Mr. Fu sacrifices his wife and asks why he doesn't just sacrifice himself. Mr. Fu says Mr. John knows too much about the scandal, and he cannot let the police arrest him. They also receive a report that Wu and Faye are in danger, revealing that they have met before. The problem is there's a wolf threatening to bite them both, but because of Wu's sharp stare, the wolf gets scared. Even though Mr. Fu sees Wu as strong, his wife dies giving birth to Wu, and everything starts to fall apart in his life. Eventually, Mr. Fu decides to sacrifice his own son on a cliff, claiming that success requires sacrifice, before cruelly throwing the baby into a ravine. Luckily, Wu survives, meeting his kung fu master and Lee at that time. Now, Mr. Fu laughs as he sees his son alive again and wants to test how strong Wu has become. Right before Mr. Fu shoots him, Lee blocks it with his iron gloves, making Mr. Fu suspect that Lee has betrayed him. Lee explains that he truly wants to master the iron kick and considers leaving Mr. Fu's side. He also says he can't bear to see his brother buried alive and claims his debt is paid. Now he wants to face his brother again to uncover the secret of the mighty iron kick. Then Wu shows his powerful iron kick, breaking Lee's bones and causing him to fall. Then he wonders why their master was so biased before he screams out of frustration. But not long after that, he dies, shot by his own friend, which makes Wu extremely furious. He aims for the shooter, but unfortunately, he gets shot first and is thrown backward. However, when the shooter approaches to check on him, Wu suddenly one-hit kills him with a powerful kick, and in the end, the shooter dies. It is time for Wu to finish off his father while talking about their family issues. But in the end, Wu cannot do it, saying that he doesn't want to look pathetic like his father, and they both laugh together. Time passes, and Faye is seen attending her father's grave, who has passed away due to the cancer he had. She promises to become a good daughter, and now she believes she can protect herself. Iron Protector movie ends with Wu holding an urn filled with his father's ashes, who has passed away some time ago, and Wu reflects that his father only ever saw the darkness of the world. But Wu himself sees a glimpse of hope, and finally, he throws his father's ashes off a cliff as a final act of respect. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss the latest recaps.